Hey, Vortex here, and welcome to my review of the Leisurely Audio L6. This is the actual, as of this video, the cheapest model they make. And yet, as usual, full disclaimers, I bought this off the Leisurely Audio AliExpress store. I was not paid to do this video, and all thoughts and opinions are my own. And a little backstory is they are actually an OEM for themselves and I think other brands. And yeah, let's just get into it. So yeah, this is the box. Obviously you can see the brand in there. There's nothing really on the back. It just says the model L6 Artwork F04. So I guess that's kind of like the purpley colour. So let's see what you get. So there's magnets on the side. That stays closed. Big cleaning cloth with the brand. This looks like slightly purple in reality. You can see them there. The focus. Very nice. Again, these are kind of the default option. I don't know if you get any different colours. There's a spoiler. I've been using these as well, as I've already graphed them. Here's the case. Tips. It comes with some already fitted, which you'll see. Cleaning brush. Obviously this kind of case. Kind of velvet. Pretty good. And what you want to see. So there's not much in it. There's no real paperwork or anything like that. It's just simple, but it's pretty good. So obviously 3.5, which I'll show you, with a thick. That's a thick kind. This is actually quite heavy. It's like a weapon. So there's the branding, Leisurely. Strain relief here. Yeah, seems a high quality cable. Thick split, but there with the brand. Chin slider, which is pretty effective, to be honest. Some people that matters, some people probably not. Hard to see. Obviously some fingerprints on already, but that's what they look like. So these are 6 balanced armatures per side. There you can see focus is like at the back there, and some more at the front. They're all meant to be all using Knowles. Sorry, my mistake. I can't get my words out. Sonian. So there's no Knowles BAs. So these are the ones which are Danish made. 2 bores, shall we say, right there. And that's it. So just take this off. But the cable, yeah, cable seems pretty good. Again, you can always swap it. You know, if you ever want to use, balanced or something. Leisurely Audio. Recessed 2-pin. Bit of a fin there, but it's not too bad. And that's it. So yeah, I'm going to put a few more hours on these, get used to them. Again, I've already graphed them a bit as well, but obviously I'll see you in the next clip. So yeah, finally onto the review section of the Leisurely Audio L6. Like I said before, these are a OEM, so obviously they now make their own under their own name, as you can see here. And obviously they made them on behalf of other companies, so they obviously know what they're doing. So let's get into one of the most important things about these iPhones, the comfort and ultimately how they fit. So you can see here they are short. The actual, I wouldn't say nozzle, well, yeah, nozzle short, and this section between my fingers is short. Now, to get the best fit, you have to basically shove these in your ear as far as they will go. There's this little fin here. I didn't really have an issue with that. My issue was here and trying to get a good seal. So it took a bit of trial and error, but in the end I did solve it. So yeah, that's one thing to be wary of. So isolation these is very good because it's an all BA unit, and as far as I know it is an enclosed BA or BA unit, unless I'm mistaken. So they do isolate very well. Obviously it's 2-pin. So yeah, let's just go over what they look like. So obviously this is the default purple option. I don't know if you can get colour options, but this is just the one I bought off the actual AliExpress listing. And now, since this, Linsol now stock them, so that's kind of cool. So obviously this is the right one. Very clean. I like it. Two bores there, as you saw in the like earlier on in the video. Little lip on there. You can see this bit's kind of fat. So deep insertion is probably the best. Yeah, and that's it. So let's talk about power and sensitivity. I didn't really have any issues powering these, but obviously with an OBA unit, it helps if it's clean and lower output impedance, the better. Otherwise, they can hiss. So you have to bear that in mind. Let's talk about technical performance. So these actually use all Sonian balanced armatures. Obviously Sonian Danish, and obviously good. Technical performance I thought was actually pretty good. Not the best I've heard, but for what's in there, 6 BAs, I was more than happy with them. It does kind of have a naturalish kind of sound to them, so I was quite happy with that as well. Soundstage and imaging, I thought the soundstage was average. Really, nothing bad to say, nothing good. They don't really sound like they're really shoved inside your head, the sound. But they're not big or nothing. It's okay. They're adequate. It's probably a good way. Same thing for imaging. You know, it fits in the kind of average kind of category, which obviously is not bad. So, yeah, let's talk about the sound really. So now I'm going to overlay the graph. Yeah, so you could probably call this a mild V, maybe. So bass is a little bit more elevated than I expected, considering it's a BA. Obviously, dynamic drivers typically have more of a hit than this. That's what I found. But they are on the warmer side, shall we say. They're not bass monsters, but they certainly do have enough bass. And I've tried this on a few different sources, and the cleanest I have are my topping units, because they do measure the more analytical neutral. So that's what I wanted to try it with. And yeah, the bass is obviously a little bit more than you expect. Again, they're not really bass monsters like some of the KZ CCA balanced armature models, which are super bassy. They're not like that. But obviously they've used quality drivers, and obviously on there the sub bass doesn't roll off as much in reality. It's just how my coupler seems to pick it up. But I'm happy with the bass. It's it's pretty good. The decay is good, obviously because it's a BA. But I think most people probably prefer dynamic drivers for low end, and I probably do as well. So mids, there's a bit of a bleed. These do have a warmer tinge to the sound, as you can probably tell off the graph. But yeah, they do sound a bit thick towards the bottom, especially if you like electronic music, like I typically do. But I've tried this with a few different genres as I do normally. But yeah, I'm quite okay with them. It's a little bit, as you can see, it's a little bit pushed back in the middle. Depends what your genre is, but on the whole, I was actually okay with it. Yeah, and then the upper mid, so it's a little bit forward, so vocals sound clear. I wouldn't say they're really boosted, because see, there's a dip in the lower treble, which I'll get to in a bit. So vocals do sound realistic, is a good way. I don't like when it's super, like I've said many times, I don't like when it's super boosted in the lower treble, upper mid region. I don't really like that, because it just sounds fake. But it does give vocals are more forward and in your face. But I was quite happy with them. It's a little bit scooped, but mids are quite fine really. Yeah, so straight into the treble. Not bad actually. I wasn't sure what to expect, but yeah, the lower treble, there's a bit of a dip. That's like right in the thick of your kind of presence. I like that there's a little bit of a dip. It makes it a little bit easier to listen to, shall we say, less fatiguing. The only thing of caution is the 4K, so there's a little bit of a rise. Now on certain instruments, or acoustic instruments, it might be a little bit more forward there, but there's no sibilance, which is kind of cool, which is good. But that's just only the one thing of note is with these is that for just under 4K, as you can see, that's the only thing to note with the treble, which is bad as a negative. And obviously the 8Ks, you know, from the coupler and all that, but they do have a good enough extension. But after like 10K, you can see it drops off. Now on the frequency response of the actual armatures used, it does that. So it's not a tuning thing, it's an armature limit armature kind of limitation, so that's to bear that in mind. But obviously people like more elevation there because it gives it more air, shall we say, gives it air. But I'm okay with it because most of your listening is done between 1 to 5, 6 Ks, that bit. But yeah, the treble performance I was happy with, even that kind of elevation. And I think there's a little bit going on like 7ish, but it didn't really seem bad. Like I didn't have any issues with it really. But yeah, on the whole, I was actually quite good. But yeah, instrument separation as well was fine. Again, I've heard better. They only have 6 BAs. They don't have 12 BAs, so you have to make do with what you've got. And yeah, so probably onto my conclusion. Really, do I recommend these? Yeah, if you like things neutral, these aren't for you. These are kind of fun tuning. I'd say they're kind of they are a V, more of a mildish V from how they, to my ears, that's what they sound like. They can sound thick on certain tracks, which I like. But yeah, they're not too bad at all. It's kind of a brave decision because I've never bought off them before, and I'm probably the first person to buy these, so it's a bit of a gamble, but it did actually pay off. But yeah, I was quite happy with the overall sound and all that. You just have to be wary of the fit and how they fit you, because that can make or break it for you. Like it really did for me, but that's a bit of trial and error because the seal was kind of bad at the beginning, but I figured that all out. And yeah, I'll probably end it there. If you know anything particular as usual, let me know in the comments. And yeah, like, subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.